Hi, Michael. Of course, you should feel very, very honored, because not only are you acknowledged by South Park, you are now on a video game. Look at that. Copper Cab. It's official. Oh, it looks just like you. But you see, the problem is that no one is making fun of you because of the way you look. See, that's where you're wrong. You see, what really is going on is the way you act. And I'm not talking about your real personality. I'm talking about the, you know, the acting that you do. You see, everyone is sick of your shit. Straight up. There. Now, as we kick the shit out of each other on SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, before the new game comes out next month, I will talk about the subject that you were talking about in the video this past Friday that you made, surprisingly. Hence why I have the video game on right now, with you and I in it. Now, video games don't kill people. Video games don't cause war, they don't start war, they never did, they never will. You see, you've got it all wrong. This generation is basically fucked up. Maybe I can agree with you on one thing, it's pretty much fucked up. But I don't see any backlash from video games with these type of things. Now, the reason why these things are, however, mentioned when these crimes happen, such as a kid steals a car, crashes into something, and kills his friend's mother and father and little sisters, because that's an excuse for him to make it look like it wasn't just him being a fucking nut job. It was just to blame the game so he wouldn't, like I said, look like a nut job. Movies have been out longer than games, obviously, and even people will use that as a as an excuse. Hence, you know, the killer movies and such. Now, your argument is wars are started by video games, violence, and such and such. To me, I think this. Video games have nothing to do with what occurs in the war or violence. You see, what starts war is a couple of things, actually. One being religion, and two being, yes, allergies. Get over it. And two being greed. Now, if we didn't have religion and greed, especially together, less wars would have occurred. And that's, I'm not saying that's it, but video games have been out for the past 30 to 35 years, maybe a little longer. But what about World War I, the Vietnam War, you know, even the wars before that, Civil War? Those happened because of ideas, religion, and greed. And that's true. But you didn't obviously listen in school, and you obviously didn't pay attention in social studies class. And I'm pretty sure that in the time of when I went to school, you know, before I graduated, I never heard of a thing called of a war starting because of a video game. You know, you mentioned COD. No, you know what's funny is the only people I know that call it COD are people that actually are players. I used to play that game until it got hacked, but that's a whole different subject. And I'm not even going to talk about that right now. But the fact of the matter is, games like Grand Theft Auto, Saints Row, Call of Duty, all that stuff. Even Resident Evil. There was an article. There was an article, and it was talking about how a 14-year-old girl was brutally beaten, not killed, or something like that, in a parking lot by a 13-year-old boy and another girl. Voila, I win. Just like my arguments. But the fact of the matter is, they blamed it on Resident Evil, saying it looked like a scene from Resident Evil. Now, the second they said that, the press, the media, whoever was documenting that stupid little article, made Resident Evil out as the bad guy. A violent video game, a harsh, horrible video game. That video game is so horrible. Oh my god. I don't want my little 13-year-old playing that game, blah blah blah. You know, it's not about the game, it's about your stupid frickin' kid's mind. You know, an adult can be as stupid as a kid. Look at the drunk drivers on a daily basis. Oh, the alcohol, the legal age to drink alcohol has to be 21 because everyone 21 and over are very smart and mature enough to know the horrible dangers of alcohol driving, intoxicated, and poisoning, and shut the fuck up. Not only is it the kids that illegally drink this shit and drink and drive, it's more along the lines of idiots 21 and over, and that's sad. So don't blame something because you were dumb enough to do it, or you were twisted enough to do it. Video games aren't at fault. To me, video games are actually something to relieve stress. I can go on Grand Theft Auto, kill thousands to even millions of people if I wanted to, and get away with it because it's not real, but yet again, when I get done with it, I didn't kill anybody in real life in any part of that. I didn't go out and steal cars and rape hookers and bash their vaginas in with baseball bats and steal their money and stab their mothers and rape their families. I didn't do that. And I'm going to tell you this. You know when I started playing Grand Theft Auto? I started Grand Theft Auto 3. Guess what age I was? Very young. Probably 11, 12. Yeah. So, with that being said, I'm not a serial killer. And I'll be damned to have some idiot, especially some actor like you, tell someone like me that video games are to blame for the wars, for the violence. I will be damned. Think about it. Just take a fucking long, hard think. The last hundreds and thousands of years, humans have been killing each other and doing all this shit way back before video games were even made. And now that the last 35 years we've had, you know, incidents of wars and violence and crimes, we're gonna blame something like a video game? What were the ancient people blaming when they were in violence, when they were fucking having wars with each other? Were they blaming the pictures on stone that they carved in because they had a stick figure with a spear going through another man or woman's body? They said, oh, that made me do it. What did they do? Ban rocks? Did they ban stone for carving the rock? I'm pretty sure they didn't. Alright. I'll see you later. Bye bye.